Welcome back to Inside the GA. My name's Grant May.
And I'm Todd Gackey.
And we're your policy team here at the Family Foundation. It's crossover week over at the General Assembly, and so a lot has happened. The bills that have passed have now changed chambers. And so, Todd, what's our highlight from this week?
Well, I got to go kind of outside of the GA. I'm gonna mention President Donald Trump's executive order on protecting female sports. This is just a huge campaign promise. A promise to many families, many student athletes out there to protect females, their bodily privacy and safety. And this is something that the Family Foundation, we've worked on for a number of years. We've been cautioning people about this direction we've been going, but in 2022, we helped a senator actually draft legislation and introduce it, and then helped kind of get it through the committee or get it introduced in the committee. It didn't make it very far, but that was the very first Protect Female Sports bill that we saw here in Virginia, and since then it has become a major issue. We've had Riley Gaines come, we've seen legislators bring multiple bills on this issue. We've had issues come up with the Roanoke swim team, and we were right there in the middle of all of that. So this has been a really important issue. The Family Foundation has been on the front lines on this issue. Great,
and here in Virginia, we've tried to get legislation passed on this issue. What happened with some of those bills this year?
Yeah, so far we have not been able to get anything passed in the General Assembly. The closest we got was in 2023 when it was able to go from the House over to the Senate, where it failed in the Senate. Unfortunately, this year we didn't even get a hearing on the bill in the House. So that's just how ideological it's become on this issue.
Awesome. Well, there's two bills that we are reviewing right now upon further review.
Yeah.
Can you kind of walk us through? There's two versions of a similar bill, but they're kind of different in what they do. So walk me through those two bills.
And it's a good parental rights bill. And this would be a bill carried by Senator Sturtevant that would ensure that parents are notified within 24 hours if there is an overdose on school premises, if there's an alleged overdose, and where it happened, and what are some of the vital pieces of information that parents should know about. There's a House version too, which is also including a 24-hour notice. However, there are certain requirements that have to be met in order for you to get there, and it also includes a provision that would apply this to private schools. So we prefer the Senate version, which is a cleaner approach to this. We think that both versions are a good step in the right direction. So don't get us wrong. This is still hearing the parents, hearing their concerns. But right now, it looks like the Senate version is slightly different, maybe a little bit of a cleaner approach to this.
Right, and that leaves the private schools out of it, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
yes.
Perfect. Well, now turning ahead, we have 2 weeks left in session. So for our scouting report, I know there's a lot of things as a policy team we're following, whether that be the state level version of the FACE Act, which is preventing pro-life sidewalk advocates from counseling women going into abortion centers. We have the recreational marijuana, commercialization of marijuana in the Commonwealth coming up. Any other big bills we should be following?
Well, another big issue is this effort to try and approve Fairfax County as another approved site for a casino. In 2019 and 2020, we had legislation that approved 5 localities. They went through a study. This Fairfax plan or proposal, which would actually put a casino in Tyson's Corner, a heavily populated area. In fact, I've even heard that it could be within a mile from a school. This has never been studied. And the word is, and I've heard this, I can't confirm it, that those that help develop some of the other casinos are now helping consult them on this one as well. But I think the really important point is that the effort to create or allow these casinos in Virginia was based around this idea that it was going to be an economic boost to these localities, that you would help what are referred to as economically distressed areas. Well, when you look at the median average income of families in these areas, Tyson's Corner is much higher than all of those other areas. This is not an effort to boost a local area. This is a way to grab more money and subject more people to the predatory schemes of gambling.
Right, and at the time we warned that this casino operation was a slippery slope, and it looks like we're seeing in real time just how slippery that is.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Well, thanks so much for tuning in to this week's Inside the GA. Be sure to follow us on X as we give live updates for these final 2 weeks of session, but we'll see y'all next week.